What's going on, everybody? We should be live. I hope everybody's having a good day. Let's just go through this four-game slate, and then we'll answer some questions and see if somebody can't win 5K. Starting off, only game that is tipping off early, Washington, New York. Lowest total on the slate. I'm not crazy about this game. There is pretty big blowout risk here as well. Uh, I'm just there's not a lot I have interest in here. I mean, you can take shots on Atkins in tournaments, have no issues playing her. She had a good game against New York last time out. She's going to come in low owned. Edwards, clear play for Washington. If you're playing anyone on Washington, she's going to be the first one in. Just a revelation. I mean, she's really played well, especially these past three games that Austin's been out. You can take shots on like Van Loo. I don't love it, but for large field tournaments, Dolson as well. I'm not really considering Samuelson. Hines Allen, if you think Edwards gets in foul trouble, could get you there. No real interest in really anyone else. I mean, SWK, if you're playing a bunch of lines. On the New York side, Stewie, 12K. She can obviously pay this price tag off. Coming in lower owned, so have no issues playing her in tournaments. I am going to be underweight to her. But, I mean, if she's 20%, you can get huge leverage on the field because she has 60-point upside. She's shown it numerous times. I just worry that this game could blow out, and it is a back-to-back for them, so they may pull her back a few minutes. But have no issues with her at the top if you want to play her. Sabrina, 10-5, a lot of the same. She's going to play mid-30s minutes. The peripherals just haven't been there with Sloot off the floor. She has big scoring upside. If the peripherals are there, she's going to pop, and I'll be incredibly tilted because this will be the fourth game without Sloot, and this is the first time that I am just not playing her. So I'm ready for her to post a 50 bomb. John Quell, 9,800. Probably my favorite play on New York. Just if she stays out of foul trouble, she can absolutely nuke any slate. Great rebounder, great scorer. Like her scoring's underrated just with all the other top-notch scoring on this team. Don't mind Laney as last piece in. If you land on her, 7,900 is pretty steep, but the minutes are there. If she scores double figures, she's going to get there. Peripherals are up. She actually was the primary ball handler at times yesterday. So that adds to her floor. She's one of the safer plays in the mid-range. Thornton is fine. She's going to play 25 to 30 minutes. If she gets hot from three like she did against Washington this last time out, she ain't putting 40 again, but she can have a good game. Febich is the only other bench play I'm really considering. They just don't have any other bigs, and I would imagine they're going to play Burke a little bit more on a back-to-back. Maybe Dochkic, just no interest in Davis. Febich, at her price, I'll have some shots on her in tournaments, but not crazy. Obviously, like Phoenix, Dallas, Aces, Sparks, those games have really, really high spreads, 164, 162. The Storm and Lynx, it's coming in a little – I mean, it's at 158. Both them teams play pretty good defense. On the Phoenix side here, everyone's still priced pretty high. I do have interest in BG for large field tournaments. Great matchup for her, 7,700. She saw 21 minutes in her first game back. I could see her pushing 22 to 24 minutes in a good matchup. Rebecca Allen looks underpriced if she's going to play high 20s minutes. Pretty volatile. I mean, I wouldn't play her in like a one and done. Like if you're only building one lineup or playing like single entry stuff, I would not play her, but she's a good tournament play. I have no issues with her. No interest in really anyone down here. Sutton, Dixon, Harrigan, Birch. Just not going to see enough run. Sophie seems priced out. Like 6,900 is too much for someone that's going to play around 20 minutes with everyone back. No interest in Mac with Griner back. DT is always in play for tournaments. It's a good matchup. She can hit her shots and get there. Cloud's probably my favorite play on this team, like point per dollar wise. She's just got a really good floor with the peripherals, and if the scoring's there, she can put up a big score. Copper, is fine. She's a good tournament play because the usage is always there. Kind of feels like chasing coming off the 53-point game. She's not shown that high of a ceiling of late. Dallas, obviously one of the best teams to target on the slate. Pretty much every time they're out, they just play such a condensed rotation. Arike 10-8, one of my favorite plays on the slate. She's going to play high 30s minutes with the potential to play the entire game and can absolutely shoot the lights out. If she pops like she did against Phoenix earlier this year when she put up 40 real-life points, 64 fantasy points, I have zero issues starting a build with her if you're not playing one of the top forwards or pairing her with one of them and paying down. Just one of the highest ceilings in the WNBA. Big T, 9,100. Minutes have ticked up a bit. Played 30 in back-to-back games. Have no issues with her. Obviously, we know her upside in tournaments. We know what she can do, though. If she's not hustling, they can pull her just randomly. Really like Billings and Segrist. Minutes should be 36, 37 for both them, assuming no foul trouble. Both have good ceilings and decent floors. Uzan is fine at 7,100 price. She's safe, but I don't think she has a very good ceiling for tournaments. Seattle, Minnesota on the Seattle side. Lloyd, one of the better tournament plays. Always, she can pop for a big score. Ezzy and NECA, fine with both of them. Pretty much all of Seattle is coming in really low owned because ownership is spreading out. You got Aces and Dallas on this slate, and values opened up. Really, if you're playing anyone from Seattle, it's got to be one of these top four. You can take shots on like both bigs if you want in tournaments. I like that to get different, or both guards because guard's going to be heavy. I would imagine pretty much every lineup's going to have at least one Aces guard in it. So it's really hard to get different there. You pretty much, if you want to get different in tournaments, don't play an Aces guard, and you will immediately be unique. On the Minnesota side, absolutely love Fee today. I think she's arguably the best point per dollar play on the slate, right up there with Asia, in my opinion. Played the entire game last time out against Phoenix, all 40 minutes. Huge ceiling. We saw this matchup against Seattle twice already. 31 minutes in the opener, then 44 in the double overtime game. I'm expecting high 30s minutes for her. She's shown a big scoring ceiling with the peripheral stats. I absolutely love her. I am way overweight on her. McBride, great tournament play, 8,800. Not a lot of people will click her at that price. She's shown big scoring upside. No issues going there. If the peripheral stats are there and she scores, she can put up a 40 bomb. Alana Smith, 8,400, seems priced about right. She's had two really good games against Seattle, but they were without Dorcas. So minutes should be around 30 rather than 36 and 43. So take that into consideration. Courtney Williams, I can't play her. I'm playing 20 lines and I have zero. They're just not playing her. Her defense has just not been good, and they're just going to other people. So you can take a shot on her in large field tournaments if you think the minutes go back up. If they do, you probably have the nuts because she's a good fantasy point per minute player, stuffs the stat sheet. Carrollton played 33 minutes last time out, did not shoot the ball well, only 11 fantasy points. If you play her, she has to hit her shots. That's really all there is to it. Dorca, minutes were down this last time, only saw 7. Really just played bad. I think she's going to be mid-teens minutes most nights. Xanda Lassini, minutes were down. She did not play well, shot 1 and 2. She's a scoring-dependent value play, not someone I'm really interested in with the other value that's opened up. Heidemann, you can play her. Minutes have been okay, but she can get one rotation, and if she doesn't do anything, they won't go back to her. So there's risk of playing her. No interest in really anyone else down there. Last game of the night, Aces and Sparks. On the Aces side, of course, big news. Jackie Young is out. She's not with the team. Asia Wilson, 12-5. Plug and play. If you're playing cash games, if you're playing single entry, if you're playing one line, I would start your build with Asia Wilson. Just a walking 50 burger at least with upside to break any slate. Kelsey Plum, 9,500, looks fantastic with Jackie Young off the floor. Played 40 minutes last time out. In a competitive game, she's going to push for 40 minutes again. She's going to be bringing the ball up the floor, running the point. So I would expect her peripheral stats to be a little better. And, of course, she has big scoring upside. Tiffany Hayes, 7K. I think she's going to go under-owned. I think everyone and their mother is going to play Kate Martin. I think Tiffany Hayes is a great pivot in tournaments. I'm really high on her, and I don't think the field is. Alicia Clark, 6,600. She's going to play big minutes. She's going to be asked to do more on offense, hit some shots. She should pick up some more peripheral stats with Jackie Young off the floor as well. Don't mind her for tournaments. Kia Stokes, she's not going to do anything on offense. If you think they play her a little bit more, you can play her. I'll have a couple shares. Kate Martin, best value on the slate. Obviously, she's going to play low to mid-20s minutes. Probably will get the start. It wouldn't shock me if they go Hayes, though. Either way, both those are fantastic plays. Whoever starts, they're going to play. Both of them are going to play a ton. I don't mind Gustafson. At 3,900, I wouldn't play her in a bunch of lines. I'm playing her like one, just in case she gets extended. I just don't think Cannon plays, so I don't have any interest in her. I do have a couple shares of Colson because I do expect her to see one rotation, maybe 6 to 10 minutes for her, which could get you there. She's a flat min. On the Spark side, really, I have interest in Hamby and maybe some Lexi Brown in large field tournaments. Brink, if you feel like she stays out of foul trouble and they have to play her, don't mind her. All the guards, it's pretty much just a guessing game. I have no interest in Clarendon. Nurse's minutes have evaporated. If she hits her shot, she'll stay out there. Lexi Brown has played well the past 2 games. Don't mind going to her, but I feel like if she doesn't shoot the ball well, they'll limit her. Same with McDonald. Jackson's just not been good. Uru they won't give her minutes. You can punt with like a Burrell or Talbot. They're going to get 8 to 11 minutes. If they play well, they can get you there as a punt, but not someone I'm rushing to play even in 20 or 50 or however many lineups you're playing. But let's look and answer some questions here. What's going on, guys? Is 75% Edwards too much? That's getting up there. I don't mind it because I think she's one of the better plays on the slate, but you might trickle that down a little bit. Just I would hate for her to bust and just kill like 3/4 of your lineup. I don't think she's going to bust. I don't think there's a scenario where she can bust, but I mean, 7.5K, if she gets in foul trouble, it might be hard for her to pay that off all the time. Do you like Kate Martin a tad bit more with Young? Oh, I love Martin today. She's probably the highest owned play on the slate. Let's look. She is. She is projected to be the highest owned play on the slate. Plug and play. I'm overweight to the field on her. I just think the Aces are going to play a ridiculously condensed rotation and play their guards a ton and run Asia as many minutes as she can handle. Thoughts on Kalani Brown on FanDuel? Let's look at FanDuel here. What is she priced at? 4,100. I would probably rather just play like Phoebich for 200 more or Thornton for 600 more for sure. Thornton's one of the better values on FanDuel. Obviously, you just play Kate Martin at guard and it opens up a little bit, but I'm not crazy about Kalani unless you think Big T gets in foul trouble or doesn't look interested and she gets extended that way. But I would rather play like Phoebich. Phoebich should see more run than Kalani and Thornton as well. Let's see here. Could you fade this first game? Absolutely. Lowest total on the slate, sitting at 156.5, 14.5 point spread. It is a back-to-back for New York. I don't think it really matters. I think New York should roll. The game was fairly close the last time they played, 90-79, so 11-point game. I don't have any issues fading this game. Like I'll have quite a few lines that have nobody from this game. See, more I think about it, I really like JJ, and then I love JJ. If she can stay out of foul trouble, she's fantastic. She's a great point per minute player. She just needs to shoot the ball. She gets too passive at times. I mean, there's games where, if you look here, there's games where she only puts up 9 shots, 7 shots. Anytime she puts up double-digit shots, it's because she's shooting the ball and shooting it well. 9 of 14 put up 50 fantasy points. 8 of 11 put up 46. 6 of 11 put up 36. 7 of 11 put up 35. All the games, like this game here, she shot 5 of 6 and put up 40. If she's putting up double-figure shot attempts, I mean, she can post 50. It's all about her staying out of foul trouble. That's her biggest opponent. I do think she's going to be a little bit more popular. I think she's going to come in around like 25-30%. I think she's going to be more popular than Stewie just for point per dollar and price-wise. But, yeah, I really like JJ today. Can you play Hayes and Martin together? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the chalk build is just straight up going to be Asia, Arike, Edwards, and Martin. I think that's the chalk build that everyone's going to start with, or for the most part of the field, they're going to start Asia, Arike, Edwards, and Martin, and then fill out the other two. That's why I'm so high on Fee. I think there's ways like if you think Arike nukes the slate and Asia just has a regular game that you can pivot to Fee off Asia. I mean, Asia's coming in well over double Fee's ownership or projections. I think their projections are pretty good today. So there's definite ways you can get leverage on the field for sure. But absolutely have no issues playing Hayes and Martin together. They're both gonna. Only one will start, but both will play mid-20s minutes with potential to play even more. Horston as a value play, I can't do it. Her minutes are just not consistent. Like if you're paying up for, let's see, where is she at? What's her price point? If you're paying, they do have her pretty low, 4,400. Like, I mean, I would just rather play Kate Martin at 4,200. I mean, if you look over here at Horston, let's see here, her minutes 17, 14, 17, 10, 15. That's 24, 19. I mean, the last 5 games, she's only going to see 15 minutes. She's had 2 good games, 1 decent game, and 2 bad games. She's fine. If you think she's going to get extended, I have no issues playing her. I just think there's better value on FanDuel to be had. You're hoping people get on Asia today? Well, they will be on her. She might be the highest owned play on the slate. Her and Martin are. I figure Asia ends up right around 50%, and Martin probably gets steamed over 50. So there's merit if you're playing a bunch of lines to fading Martin and getting up to like Alicia Clark, who's going way overlooked. Like I think Clark's going to have a good peripheral game, and if the shot's falling, I mean, she could have a really good game. But there's merit to fading Martin to get completely different, and going up to Hayes or Clark or just double stacking like Plum, Hayes, Asia, and then trying to get different somewhere else. There's a bunch of ways to get different, but yeah, I have no issues playing both of them together. Thoughts on playing all 3 Vegas guards in one lineup? I'm doing that in a few. I have no issues with that as well. It's a way to get away from Asia and get plenty of exposure. That game will be nuts. Like the Aces don't want to play defense. And Becky is getting pissed, but they just want to score. They just want to run and score and play a race to 90. And against good teams that play defense, it's not worked. Luckily, the Sparks are not one of those teams. So I think it's going to be a track meet. I like the over in that game, assuming the Sparks don't just get absolutely blitzed. But I think it's going to be close, and I absolutely think you can play all three together. Thoughts on Colson? Oh, man. Oh, Sydney. Let's look at Sid. She's a miraculous 0.45 fantasy point per minute player. Here she played 12 minutes in this game and put up 3 fantasy points. Negative and 1. I think she's fine. I mean, the flat men, so it opens up a lot. You just got to know that she can kill you. But I think she's going to play 8 to 10 minutes. And if she scores 5 or 6 fantasy points and it unlocks another top end play, I'm going to have some shares of her. It is absolutely disgusting. You hate clicking her, but I mean, she's cheap. Favorite Sparks player in the Aces stack, Wnba. Wnba's really the only one that I actually believe in. Like, I know she's gonna play her minutes, and they even trolled her last game. She only played 31 minutes last game. I don't know how you trolled Dearica Wnba, who's been their best player, like by a huge margin. She had a really great game against the Aces earlier this year. I expect her to play high 30s minutes. Obviously, that's going to be the chalky option. So I'd say like Lexi Brown or somebody like Kia Nurse, who's going to be – there's nobody going to play Kia Nurse because she shot so bad the past few games. If you look here, she shot 6 of 8 against them earlier this year. You attack the Aces at the perimeter, and that's what she does best. So you can take a shot on her if you're trying to get a little different. Allen Billings or Hayes Clark Cash. Ooh, man. I'm going to say Hayes Clark just because they're going to play big minutes, and I like the floors on both of them. I'm worried about the floor with Allen. She's going to play mid-20s minutes, but she is pretty score independent, and if she doesn't score, I mean, she's going to post like a really low score. Segrist or BG, I'm going to go Maddie just on minutes. I like BG for tournaments, though. If for some reason she was to get extended, I haven't seen anything about a minutes limit today, but obviously I'm expecting her not to get like 28 to 30 minutes. And Maddie's just going to play, assuming no foul trouble, she's going to push for like 36, 37 minutes. In a good matchup that she smashed them earlier this year. What did she put up against them? It was a good game. 43 fantasy points, 22 real life points, 37 minutes. I'm expecting big minutes for her. So yeah, I'll side with her. Segrist or Alana, I'm going Maddie. Alana's minutes are pretty secure at like 27 to 30. But there is foul concerns with her, and I think Segrist's ceiling is a little higher in the matchup. 6,300 and under utility. Let's see here. It's pretty gross. I mentioned like Nurse as like a large field tournament option. I'm probably going with Thornton. She's probably the most optimal in this area. Don't mind Lexi Brown, but I mean, all of the Sparks guards, it's just gross because who knows who's going to play. Like it gives me a headache, like watching them run their rotations. Thoughts on McCown? Big ceiling. Minutes have been better of late, but really just a tournament play. You just never know, like what Trammell's going to do with her. If she's going to play 26 minutes, 28. The best thing for her is she starts strong. Kalani Brown comes in and picks up 2 immediate fouls, and they put Big T back in and she smashes, then they just don't go back to Kalani. Like Big T will just smash. She has big upside here. I have no issues playing her in tournaments. I probably lean Billings over her, though. She's just a whole lot safer. Ezzy or NECA. I think both are great plays. I probably lean Ezzy. Her stock upside is just crazy. I don't think either of them are going to be very popular, but I'm gonna go Ezzy. It's close though. I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. But I think that's going to do it for me, guys. Got a few minutes here before lock. I'm going to check overlay and a few things, and I don't think we'll do a stream tomorrow for the showdown slate since it's just one game, but I'll have a video out for that later tonight, and then we'll be back Tuesday night. I think it's a 3 or 4 game slate, and we'll try and win the big money there. So good luck, everybody. We'll see you later.